Progress Racing's Melbourne Cup preview show. Daggy and Beaver are with you as we are twice a week, every week for free across progressracing.com.au as well as on YouTube. Stick around if you're new, subscribe and leave us some comments and your thoughts below. Beaver is down in Melbourne. He's ready and raring to go for Cup Day. How has it treated you there so far?
Yeah, firing on all cylinders here, mate. It's refreshed and energised after a big night out and ready to go for Cup Day tomorrow as we do a runner-by-runner assessment of each and every chance in the race.
Perfect. We are on a good track. The rail is going to move out 2 metres from the true where it was on Saturday, which there was suggestion of perhaps some on-pace bias. Hopefully, generally Flemington plays fairly fair, so we're going to treat this as all things being equal, every runner hopefully getting a fair enough chance. Any thoughts on how the track might play?
Yeah, let's hope that that is the case with the rail moving out, and it'll be interesting to see, probably as we get into some of the second and third races, as to what each and every runner tries to do, and if there is any of that. But I don't think it'll affect the Cup. The 3,200 metres, I think that gives every horse a chance, and if you're good enough, you'll win. There won't be the track bias there.
Excellent. We're going to kick off with last year's winner, the winner of the Turnbull, this time in Gold Trip, draws Gate 2 for James McDonald, Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace. Is Gate 2 a concern, and how are you lining up last year's winner?
Yeah, look, no, I don't think Gate 2 is a concern here. I think it can posse up nicely wherever it wants to be. As we know, always in the Cup, you just got to make sure you don't get any of that backwash of horses going nowhere at the wrong time. But I think it's going as good as what it was last year, if you look at its form. It did win this race last year. It only goes up a kilo on that. And if you look at its lead up, last year to this year, very similar. I thought the fifth in the Cox Plate was outstanding. If you go back and look at that run, there was not a lot of pace in it. It was taken back to the 2,000 metres coming off the great run in the Caulfield Cup over the 2,400. That primed and set it up perfectly here, and an absolute genuine live chance here. If you like Gold Trip, I certainly wouldn't be turning against it. Actually, lots of ticks for in my book.
Absolutely. As you said, only goes up a kilo on last year's win. Mark Zahra has stuck without a fight off the Caulfield Cup, but gets James McDonald, so hasn't lost anything there in a big race. I think gets a great run. I'm backing over 3,200 metres for it to get even luck, and it is one of what is only a handful of chances in, let's be brutally honest, a pretty average Melbourne Cup field compared to most years. The second, or number 2 in saddlecloth order, is Alan Kerr for Damien Oliver and Mike Moroney. It draws Gate 9. You can get in excess of $75 across the exchange in some other spots. Is it any hope?
I don't think so. I certainly can't find too many reasons or too many pluses for this horse. Just hasn't shown a hell of a lot in its 3 runs in this time in, and it won't be one that's catching my eye.
No, last win was in the Tats Gold Cup nearly 2 years ago. We're now 2 preps into Australia, and I, to be honest, couldn't find anything worth even discussing in any of its runs. So we'll move on. The third is, or number 3, is Without a Fight. Mark Zahra has elected to ride this over Gold Trip. Caulfield Cup winner this year, has won 3 out of 5 in Australia. That was a massive win in the Caulfield Cup. Chased down a proper horse in West Wind Blows. You can't fault any of its runs here. I like Gate 16. I think it's going to be running line. You know it's going to be in clear air. And Mark Zahra has found some red-hot form over the last month or so. Live chance and is another key hope in this race, Beaver.
Absolute key hope. Look, first run this time in, got well back and finished off. That was a lovely run behind Alligator Blood. It was enough for me to suggest it was my topper in the Caulfield Cup. It did run down a very, very good horse in West Wind Blows, making its run with Gold Trip. Got to get the 3,200. But its last couple of runs went in worker, took us all before us up in Brisbane, and has come back and shown that it is an absolute genuine good horse and has that turn of foot that can win a Melbourne Cup, that's for sure.
The fourth horse is Breakup, gate 18 for Kohai Matsuyama and Tatsuya Yoshihika, off a 8th in the Caulfield Cup. Went back and watched it. I thought it probably gassed out in that race. It just fitness gave out there. I think is the big improver out of that race. It will run better than it did there. I think is a live chance in terms of trifectas and first fours. Fourth in a 10-0 show definitely reads well for a race like this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, 100%. Has had some decent runs and form going back through Group 1 and Group 2 races over this distance. In Japan, we know they bring decent horses over here. And one thing you got to look at a lot of the Japanese horses, if you go back and look at their 3,200 meter runs, the times they run is somewhere close to 5 to 10 seconds faster than the times that we run. 10 seconds over 3,200. You're talking about half a furlong there, so if not more. So they can run time. However, they do get sometimes pace setters in those races. So if there is a horse that can stay and run and has a turn of foot, this could be one of them. Around the 20s, certainly you can play that into your exotics.
The favourite, number 5, Vauban for Willie Mullins and Ryan Moore, gate 3. A little nervous. I get a little less nervous about international jockeys on the international horses. I think sometimes they don't necessarily suit some of ours. I think the ability from gate 3 to hold a position is what will put it in good stead. Last time we saw it out, it won a Group 3 in Ireland. Before that, put 8 lengths on Absurd, who's also here. And as long as he holds a spot, I think it is a live winning hope, as the market suggests. And at the moment, my top pick, Beaver.
Yeah, look, I think you've summed it up quite well there. Ryan Moore is very confident this horse just wins. That's always a good guide. And we've got the right trainer who knows how to train these horses and identify a horse to bring to Australia. And they've had this horse earmarked to win the Cup for some time now. Look, drops 6 and 7 kilos on what it's carried here, and 20 kilos on what it's carried in some hurdle races as well. But as soon as they saw its ability, they put it straight over the flat and knew they got a good one. You're right, gate 3 means it can take up a spot wherever it wants. And that probably means that it just gets to the front somewhere in the straight and keeps going.
6 horse is Solcombe for Joe Moreira, Chris Waller, off the back of the win in the Queen Elizabeth last year and the Heatherly first up this prep. Gets gate 4. Well, how are its chances, Beaver?
Yeah, genuine live chance around the $10 mark here. Got the master touch of Waller. And its form this prep have been good. Resumed with a very eye-catching win to show it was ready and raring for a Cup campaign. Ran a nice third behind Alligator Blood, getting through on the rails in probably not the best part of the track, and then butchered the start in the Caulfield Cup, but it was definitely one of the most eye-catching runs, flying home there. That's a good form guide for this. I might want to miss the kick and give him too much start in the Melbourne Cup. Some of the quality of these horses. So a lot will depend on the jump, but gate 4 means that he can get the right position in running as the magic man on top in Joe Moreira, and is a genuine live good chance in the Cup.
They've taken the blinkers off too, so whether that helps at the start or not, I guess we'll see. Look, if it misses a start in gate 4, I think it gets lost in the shuffle and out of play, but is absolute live chance. Chris Waller's a grand final trainer, and it wouldn't shock me at all to see it grow another leg here tomorrow. Number 7 is Absurd. Gets Zach Purton for Willie Mullins from gate 8, which is the right connections for a race like this. 2 stars. Coming off a win over at York in the Ebor, but does have an 8 lengths to make up on Vauban last time they met. I think the fact that it's here and in this race makes it a live chance, because I couldn't imagine them travelling for the sake of it when you've got the other one here as well. How do you line this one up?
Yeah, genuine chance based on, as you said here. I could see them just bringing it for company for Vauban. but I don't think I do think that's part of the reason it's here. But I certainly think that as we've seen, these horses can bob up under these circumstances, and the fact that it's $12 in the market suggests it can run well.
Number 8 is Right You Are. Gate 15 for Johnny Allen. The Mar Eustace team has come through the Wait for Age path, plodding around in all those lead-up races. The best thing I'd say for this horse is it will run as well as it can. It's an honest horse. If it's good enough, it's going to be close enough. I don't know if it is, but it's just such an honest horse. We saw that last prep that I'm giving it half a chance for an exotics because I think it will be fit and running on when a few of these are starting to slow down. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a fair case. I just don't know it's found the form this preparation than last preparation, but that could have to do with the way it's been set and set for this race. But around the 50s, look, I think you can finish in the top 10.
Yes, absolutely. The race runner number 9 is Vow and Declare. Gate 19, the 2019 Melbourne Cup winner, has put back-to-back decent runs together. I think it's going well enough. I think this is a big job to win it here as an 8-year-old from that gate for Billy Egan. I'm going to let this one go through to the keeper.
Same with me. Under the odds should be at least double that, even though it's won a Melbourne Cup. Draw 19, it's going to need to go forward and find a spot here. Don't know how it's going to do that, and it'll just plug along again. Potentially finish in the top dozen, but won't be getting any of my money.
Number 10 is Cleveland for Chris Lees. Mickey D takes the ride. Gate 23, won last week's Moonee Valley Gold Cup. I think that's about as much as I can say for it. Spent its time in those races up in Sydney. Look, I will say its last 2 runs are its best runs this prep. Peaking at the right time, but my opinion is probably not good enough, Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's right. As you said, again, you're going wide, you could throw it in, but it probably plugs away and runs on strong enough. But drawing gate 23 doesn't help.
Number 11 is Ashrun. Gate 11 for the Mar Eustace team. Karen McAvoy, 51.5 kilos. Second in the Geelong Cup. Hasn't won for 1,101 days. I don't think that's going to change on the 1,102nd, is it, Beaver?
It's not going to change at all, mate. No chance.
Number 12, Dakin Sweet Jr. has won the 3,200 metre Group 2 Adelaide Cup for Dan Stackhouse, Philip Stokes. Good luck to connections.
Yeah, they're going to need it.
Number 13 is Okita Sushi. Dylan Gibbons for Joseph O'Brien. 12th in the Caulfield Cup. Behind without a fight. Started $31 in that race. Gate 20. 51.5 as well. I want to talk about this one.
No, I don't think it could probably figure in this, but the fact that O'Brien's bought a horse here and running it, maybe, but again, you need a lot of things to go away for this thing to win this.
Yeah, the market spat it out in the Caulfield Cup as well, and I couldn't find a lot to impress. Went back and stayed there, basically. Number 14 is Shiraz. Bo Merton's Chris Waller hasn't won in Australia, and unfortunately, from gate 22, I don't think that tomorrow is the day either.
Not for Shiraz, mate. So there won't be any drinking Shiraz at the end of this for this connections. They'll be paying for it themselves.
Number 15 is La Stochka for Craig Williams, Price Kent Jr. Gate 21. He's been on record saying this horse will be going forward with no weight. It will be one of the pace setters from out wide and drag a couple of these across with it, I suggest. Look, it is French blood. It is French form off a 3,100 metre win over there. That form tends to stack up well. And I think given it's going to take up a position around the 30s, will go into my wider exotics. Have you got a thought on this?
Yeah, it's probably similar to you. Sneaky chance. Can potentially finish in the top 8 runners in here, I think, if not slightly better. A lot's going to depend on a little bit of getting across on that gate 21 and where it posies up.
16 is Magical Lagoon for Chris Waller and Mark Duplessis from gate 7. Again, hasn't won in Australia, hasn't looked like winning, and I'll pass.
Yeah, another one that if you want to hope, if you drew this in your sweeps, that they're giving a prize for last, because that'll finish closer to that than first.
17 is Military Mission. Rachel King, gate 5 for the Waterhouse Bot team, who are on fire. Has won 2 of its last 3. Is very honest on pacer. How do you line up its chances?
Yeah, as you said, honest on pacer, but again, not one I can get excited about here. It could be hard fit, but not hard enough fit here. Not keen at all. Probably unders for me.
I think it's a live top 10 chance, only because it's going to be up there and it would be fit. Number 18, Serpentine, again for the Waterhouse Bot team. Jai McNeil, gate 1. What do you want to say about this?
Yeah, not a lot, mate. Again, another one I don't think is too much chance of figuring here. Again, Waterhouse Bot. I mean, if you do like their horses, then probably. I actually think Serpentine's probably a better chance than Military Mission, to be honest. So I'll have it finishing in front of it. But yeah, again, possible top dozen, but not one of the live chances for me.
Yeah. 19 is Virtuous Circle, gate 6. Liam Howley, Craig Newitt. At the moment, there's at least 250 to 1 on offer. Unless they put some hurdles out in front of these, I can't see it figuring in the finish.
Yeah, 100% probably needs to get
in
a
fact,
head
if they
start
put
and
hurdles
probably
out,
get to the track.
Vauban will probably win by more. So, anyway.
Yes, but it could run second.
Mm.
But yeah, I think probably get it out of the stalls and get started now. Maybe a chance then.
I did run second in a derby in a previous life, but we haven't seen anything near that lately. Number 20, Jamie Carr, Chris Waller combine for more felons off placing, actually running 5th in a Geelong Cup. But I am going to make the case that the widest runners there were hammered by the wind. I thought that was an eye catcher. Snagged back, hit the line really well. And I think this is a great value play here. I think it can run top 5 or 6. It wouldn't shock me at all. And Jamie Carr's found a bit of form on the weekend, which was the missing box that I wanted to see. How do you assess its chances?
Same. I'm disappointed it got gate 24 because I think if it drew better, I would have definitely been keen it could run in the top 6. If you go back, you're right. Didn't have the best of luck at Geelong, and that was a nice enough run. And then the start before that, we talked about it earlier, Absurd. It ran 3 lengths behind Absurd, carrying 61 kilos and drops to 50 here. So gets 11 kilo pulling in the weights. And then if you go back 4 starts over the 2800 at Ascot, it ran 7th behind a horse called Vauban. Again, carrying 62 kilos, so gets 12 kilos drop on that. I think Vauban comes to about 6. So picks up 6 kilos on Vauban there. Did finish 12 lengths behind it, so that puts it 6 lengths closer, roughly, which could be good enough to finish reasonably close in the top 6, maybe 4 here.
Number 21, Future History. Holly Doyle riding in her first cup for Mara and Eustace from gate 13. The best thing to say about this is it's going to be there. It's an on-pacer. It's always going to run well. It's benefited this prep from being able to put itself up on pace. They've all been walking races, and it's the ability to find a spot has been its best friend leading up to this. Ran well enough at Moonee Valley. I don't think it's going to get a cozy enough run to figure in the finish, but the fact it's going to be there makes it, I guess, a live top 7 or 8 chance. Beaver?
Consistent as the day is long. That's all I can really offer for this. I just don't think it can run out the strong 3200 with some pressure on, and I think a bit wanting in the last 400. But if you could throw it in if you like those horses coming in with some consistent form.
The next horse is number 22, Interpretation. It's currently hundreds. It's got Tia Nugent on top, Mara and Eustace, gate 17. I'm going to make the case here that this is the best long shot in the race. It's been on a rehab prep after being pulled up last year. It's taken a long time to get back. It's been working up to its best. I think it's a classier animal than the market's giving it credit for. Do I think it can win? Maybe not, but if you're going to throw one in at hundreds, I think this is the best case I can make. We'll need luck and all the rest of it, but right stable to peak on the right day. Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's right. Snuck in here with a win last start, and yeah, it's possibly the best of 100 to 1 shot. It's got running around here at the longer price. I think it is a better chance than some of these that are sitting around the 30s and 40s mark. So I think you're right. You could throw this one in for a stab in the dark. I think it can finish top 10 as a minimum.
23 is Calipore off the win in the Archer Stakes on the weekend. Zach Lloyd takes over for Chris Lee's gate 14. Anything you want to add?
Not a lot here. Snuck home there after getting all the favours, jiggy jogging up front. Yeah, not for me.
Yeah, me neither. The best thing I could say is on a 3-day backup, it'll be fit, but that was a walking race. It happened to be the first walker home, and not much more to add there. Number 24, True Marvel. Ben Thompson, Matt Smith, gate 10. I wouldn't tip this at Warwick Farm next Wednesday, and I shan't be tipping it here either.
Spot on.
Well, we'd better have our final thoughts, having run through them all. What have you got a thought on how this race is going to pan out, and who do you like?
Yeah, look, I've come down here, and I've done the form as we've been through here. My on topper is number 5, Vauban. I think it's going to be hardest to beat. Everything points in the direction that it's got all the makings of a quality animal, and I'm hoping we see it in the Cup tomorrow. Got it on top. Main danger without a fight, so I'm going to stick with it. I backed it at Caulfield Cup. I think it can get a nice run here, and that'll do me. And then if I'm looking to sort of box up 6 or 7 horses in a trifecta, I'm going number 5 Vauban, 1 Gold Trip, 3 Without a Fight, 6 Sulcombe, 4 Breakup, 20 More Felons, and I'm going to chuck in number 22 Interpretation.
I've seen it the same way. I think this is a fantastic chance of Vauban on top for me. Clearly from 3 Without a Fight, who Mark Zara is stuck with off the very impressive Caulfield Cup win. Is a proper horse. It hasn't run badly in Australia yet. Number 2, Gold Trip, next best. And again, like you, I'm going to box up number 22, Interpretation, which I think is, and I'm glad you agree, is the biggest overs in the field. Number 7, Absurd. Number 20, More Felons. 21, Future History. And number 4, Breakup. And hopefully we get a nice result there. Next best, I'll think about a horse like Right You Are, just an honest trier, but a good race to bet into, actually, for once. I think this is one of the more ABC Melbourne Cups, if not the most ABC Melbourne Cup I can recall, Beaver.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it is one of the clearer ones that you can paint a picture here and you can narrow it down to those 4 live chances. And I think you'll find the winner comes from one of those. That's just my assessment there.
I agree. And looking forward to seeing how it all pans out. Of course, check out progroupracing.com.au because, as I said earlier, we do this twice a week, each and every week. You can find it for free. Full previews of both Sydney and Melbourne cards and the occasional interstater when there's something worth talking about. Leave us some feedback and subscribe below. Good punting tomorrow, Beaver. Good luck.
Sounds good, mate.
And we'll talk to all the punters again at Wednesday night when we preview Oaks Day. Take care, guys.